State lawmakers say they're almost finished with their review of the new, more rigorous standards for the public schools.
The standards are known as Common Core. 45 states, including Wisconsin, are already implementing the standards. Wisconsin over the last 3 years. Common Core lists specific English and math benchmarks for every grade level. Wisconsin's current system only includes goals for a few grade levels. Now that statewide public hearings are over, a special legislative committee will decide later this week what, if any, changes should be recommended to the legislature. Fox 11's Andrew LaCombe has balanced coverage of both sides of the debate.
Sounds good. This math exercise for these Edison Middle School 6th graders is more advanced than it used to be. In 2010, Wisconsin's Department of Instruction adopted the Common Core standards. Since then, the Green Bay School District has been working with its teachers to develop and implement new, more rigorous curriculum based off the standards. Duke Pesta, an English professor at UW-Oshkosh, says public schools need to improve.
By the time these kids get to me out of the public schools, they're really uninformed, misinformed in many respects.
Pesta doesn't think Common Core standards are tough enough.
Move away from the national standard model altogether, because that inevitably leads to one-size-fits-all education.
Judy Sargent has another view.
There's a misleading notion that because they're called common, it's like the lowest common denominator or something. It's quite the opposite.
Sargent works for a state agency that assists local school districts on issues like Common Core. Critics say the standards take control away from individual districts, but Sargent disagrees.
Curriculum is still the purvey of the local district, and the Common Core state standards are not a curriculum in any way, shape, or form.
One change under Common Core standards includes the algebra that used to be taught to 9th graders that has now been shifted to 8th grade. But the standards face an uncertain future in Wisconsin. On Wednesday, the state's Common Core Committee will release recommendations developed from public hearings, like one held in October in Fond du Lac. On Thursday, the committee's 8 lawmakers will vote on each recommendation. Members have indicated a total repeal of Common Core seems unlikely. Andrea Landwehr, the executive director of teaching and learning for Green Bay Schools, says the district has spent more than $500,000 getting teachers ready for Common Core. Landwehr says whatever the state decides, teachers will continue to work toward what's best for students.
If the state says to us, you need to design new standards, we'll take everything we know from the Common Core state standards and we will design the standards that we're being asked to design.
In Green Bay, Andrew LaCombe, Fox 11 News.
The Common Core Committee has no final word on changing the standards, but its recommendations could be turned into bills that could eventually go before the state legislature. A link to the standards is available through the Newslink section of fox11online.com.